Kelly Lynn. Who is that? I think he was here a minute ago.
Who's Kelly Lynn?
Kelly Lynn? Who's Kelly Lynn?
Now let's set the record straight.
Kelly Lynn. What exactly that means, I have no clue, hence the name of the show, but we'll figure it out together along the way. I was born in 1979, but definitely a kid of the 80s. All that nostalgia, it's made its way back around, but the haircuts and the clothing, they can stay there. But there were so many great things. I remember shows like the A-Team, Dukes of Hazzard, Miami Vice, all that stuff. I remember sitting in first grade and we watched the Challenger blow up. That was tragic. And the teachers, it was tragic for them. They were so proud that one of the teachers was going into space. And that happened, and they watched that, and we watched it, and it kind of, those kids all around that age all shared that moment together of sitting in school and watching that. There were a lot of be-all-you-can-be Army commercials, and that was because we were still in the Cold War with the Soviet Union. And we had the great Gipper on our side, the one and only, the iconic American President Ronald Reagan, that faced down communism more than once. He did it in Hollywood when communists were trying to take over the movie industry, trying to unionize all the communists. He was able to defeat that. He stood up against that. And he stood up against the superpower, the communist superpower in the USSR, and defeated them. And we recently had an opportunity to go to the red carpet event for the premiere of the Reagan movie starring Dennis Quaid that's coming out today, Friday, August the 30th, nationwide. We got to interview the cast. We got to interview the director, the producer, lots of regular folks just throwing in their opinions on it. That is our show today. We want to take you there. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. It was a flashback for me, a lot of nostalgic feelings going back through this, and the movie's absolutely fantastic. Go out and see it. But for today's show, here's our event on the red carpet. TrumpShirt.com. Make yourself look great again in one of these fantastic shirts from TrumpShirt.com. Help defeat the commies by just putting on this all-American shirt and letting everybody know where you stand. 100% of proceeds go to help disabled veterans and veteran charities, and we are a proud sponsor of Who is Kelly Lynn. Enjoy the show. Kelly Lynn here from Who is Kelly Lynn, coming to you from the red carpet premiere of Reagan the movie, coming out this Friday, August the 30th, starring iconic American actor Dennis Quaid, playing iconic American President Ronald Reagan. We'll catch up to Mr. Quaid here shortly on the red carpet, and we'll be back.
Welcome to your life.
There's nothing a retired governor can do, but a president, now he can do a thing or two.
Everybody wants to rule the world.
I will be frank with you that as a citizen, I would not like to see any political party outlawed on the basis of its ideology, because I still believe, Mr. Chairman, that democracy can handle it.
I was a brand new KGB officer, given my first intelligence assignment. A certain actor and union leader.
Dutch, there's a purpose for your life.
You can run from a bully for so long, but after a while, you're gonna have to stand up to him.
It's my boy!
There's about to be another war right here in Hollywood. The commies on one side, the mob on the other. And you're right in the middle, son.
If you put as much work into your career as you do making your speeches, you'd have an Oscar by now.
Hello, I'm Nancy Davis.
Hello, Nancy Davis. I'm Ron Reagan.
I'm curious, Ron.
What would you say is the issue of our time?
No question about it. Communism and the Soviet Union.
Get in the game. Run for office.
It's you!
I'm running for governor, and I would like your vote.
I forgot your name.
Do his initials help, RR?
Honey, Roy Rogers is here! And he's running for governor.
Ronnie, remember when we met? You told me that you wanted to make a difference in this world. You know what you have to do.
Governor Reagan again, typically, is against such a proposal.
There you go again.
But he was not afraid to take us on.
There's nothing a retired governor can do about the Soviets, but a president. Now he can do a thing or two.
Welcome to your life.
I was a lifeguard on a river,
There's no turning back.
and I learned how to read the currents. Not just the ones on the surface, but also the ones deep underneath the water. I am about to start the biggest war of this century, and I'm not gonna fire a single shot.
You're gonna blow up 8 years of diplomacy.
Well, if you think that got their undies in a wad, you just wait.
What did the president know, and when did he know it?
What would you have me do?
I want you to fight!
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Wants to rule the world.
Hey, bud. Nice to meet you, Mr. Quaid. I had one question.
Yep.
I appreciate you. What was the best thing about Oklahoma?
The people.
Is that my one question?
But it's the people here. It starts and ends with that. And makes the people make it a great place to come and shoot, and open their homes and their hearts and their wallets, and help us out with locations. You got great people that worked as extras here. There's many of them in this room here that worked on the crew that can have a career now here in Oklahoma instead of having to go someplace else and work, which is wonderful.
Kelly Lynn from the Who is Kelly Lynn podcast.
Hey, Kelly, how's it going?
Good. Have you shot? You said you shot in Oklahoma before, or is this your first time?
Reagan's my first movie that I've shot here, but I'm about to do my next film here in Oklahoma.
And what was that?
That is called Will to Win. We're going to be shooting it up in Tulsa.
That's awesome. What did you like about Oklahoma being here?
Well, first of all, the people are amazing in Oklahoma. The crews. We had Chris Rose, our production designer, just fantastic. And we went to Guthrie and we shot in the Masonic Temple. And that became the Kremlin, and it became the Oval Office. And then the local actors were fantastic because we had a few from Los Angeles, but the locals were great. And when you see the movie tonight, I think you're going to be really impressed at their performances.
That's awesome. What were the holdups? I know that some people have griped about the Oklahoma heat and humidity while they're filming here, and some people packed up and left for that. Did you find any negatives, or was it just rock and roll all the way?
When I shot, we started shooting this movie in 2020, and it was fantastic. And we shot like a lot of it at the Masonic Temple in Guthrie. And the outdoor scenes are fantastic. The indoor scenes are fantastic. So I love shooting here.
That's awesome. So you plan to continue in Oklahoma even after your next movie?
Absolutely. Find me a real estate agent. Who is Kelly Lynn? That's all I want to know.
Isn't it awesome to be in Oklahoma and rolling out the Reagan movie?
Hey there. Howdy. Kelly Lynn from the Who is Kelly Lynn podcast. You're probably wondering who the hell's Kelly Lynn, right?
All of that, everything you said is correct, yes.
Well, that's me. So, you're a long zip code away from 90210 here in Oklahoma. Well, how was your experience?
It's really good. This is my first time in Oklahoma, so my role, we just shot all in California at the Reagan range.
Oh, really?
So I didn't get the opportunity to even shoot here. So this is my first time here.
So you missed all the heat and humidity and everything that has to do with Oklahoma right now?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you missed too much.
Nah, it's all good.
Well, just here for a day or so? Are you hanging out?
Yeah.
See anything in Oklahoma?
Just here for this. I do have a very good friend who's a casting director who lives here. And we're going to work on maybe getting some more productions back to the state, back to the city. So hopefully in the next year or two, we'll be back to work.
What was your favorite thing about this movie?
Well, my time shooting it was incredible. I mean, I got to ride horse with Dennis Quaid on Reagan's ranch. There were so many moments. I learned a lot about not only Ronald Reagan's presidency, but him as a human being. So there are so many moments in this movie. His speech at the Berlin Wall was incredible, and to see Dennis portray Ronald Reagan gives me goosebumps. So I can't wait for people to see it.
Did it give you a swell of patriotism being a part of this movie?
Absolutely, it's an honor to be a part of this. I'm here at the Reagan premiere in Oklahoma City, talking to some guy named Kelly Lynn. Who the hell is Kelly Lynn?
Mr. Solomon.
Hey, how are you?
Kelly Lynn from the Who is Kelly Lynn podcast, because you probably likely never heard of me, right?
Not until now.
Not until now. Well, we appreciate you stopping by and talking to us. You got more projects in the works, but how was this one? You said this is one of your favorite ones that you've done here in Oklahoma?
Yeah, I've done a number of films here in Oklahoma. This one was by far the largest. We had almost 300 crew members at different times. Over, I think, 80 cast members that came out of Oklahoma. And, it was a lot of fun. The only thing that wasn't good about it was we filmed during the pandemic, because there's so many good things to enjoy about Oklahoma that we didn't get to enjoy while we were here. But I love the crews. I love the people. There's some good food and some good music too.
Good deal. Can you tell me what percentage was probably filmed here in Oklahoma of this movie when you put it all together?
Yeah, I can tell you it's almost 90% of the movie was filmed here in Oklahoma.
That's quite amazing.
Yeah, so we were up at the Guthrie Scottish Rite Temple, which served as a backdrop for a lot of our stuff. We were in downtown Guthrie, which played Dixon, Illinois. Again, outside of shooting at the Reagan Ranch, pretty much everything was shot here in Oklahoma.
That's pretty awesome. You got some other stuff coming up.
Vacation. I've been on this for a long time, and I'm really excited about it coming out finally. And then I think a little vacation after that. I'm John Sullivan. I'm here in Oklahoma, and who the hell is Kelly Lynn?
Filmed here in Oklahoma, and that's what you got going on. You were talking to other media about some of the film stuff you have going on here and everything that's been going on.
Yep.
What impact has that had on the state, economy-wise?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, we've had Killers of the Flower Moon, we've had Reagan, we've had the Twister movie you guys probably just saw, Kurt Warner film. And so we're starting to get an industry with all the lighting, the grip trucks, the technology, not just actors, but all the behind-the-scenes production that goes into making these films. Really, really cool industry, and it's a diversification from the other industries in our state. So it's neat to be able to support through tourism this great industry.
Yeah, and a lot of that comes with probably tax incentives or way less taxes than where they've been originally out in California and whatnot. I think a lot of people seem like they're trying to get away from there. We see it all over the place. California losing population and whatnot, being friendly to that.
Absolutely. Well, if you talk to the directors, this was filmed like in 20 or 21 in Oklahoma, and California was completely shut down. So we were the recipient of this film because of California's policy. So that's the great thing about Oklahoma is we believe in freedoms, and there was no way as your governor that I was going to shut anything down and stop business from happening. And so we're the recipient of this, along with a lot of other things that have come to our state.
You have any big ones in the belt or behind the scenes that you can give us a hint about?
I'll talk to the film office. I need to go grab them real quick. Somebody else asked me that question. I don't know of anything that they're working on right now. I know they are, but they just haven't briefed me on it.
Well, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Nice to see you. I will tell you, our community has responded well to this movie. Certainly being here, and I think the invitation that we got and the excitement behind the movie and what it means and what it stands for. This is a group that you want to be in, you want to be a part of, and you want to represent. So yeah, it's the reason I'm here is to support just like everyone else. Did your office have any part of the movie when it was coming through, helping out or anything? No, sir. I don't believe so. Okay. How old are you? 35. 35. So did you grow up under Reagan at all? Or are you a little young for that? My knees feel old, but I still think age-wise I'm a little young for that. Yeah, you can still look back. What is something that you appreciate about Ronald Reagan?
I believe it was to form a good union, to have a great America, to have America first. You can appreciate that. Someone who's looking out for all Americans, regardless of party affiliation. I still keep my values. I still keep what I believe in, but I'm trying to lead us to a better way. And I think anybody can commend someone for that.
Yes, real big on patriotism. Coming to this, being able to be a part of this, especially in this aspect, it kind of swells my heart with patriotism. Do you get a sense of patriotism of being at this event, seeing these people taking part in this movie?
Yes, man. If we don't see more now than ever that we have to be America first, and we have the greatest country in God's earth, if you can't celebrate that, man, what's the point? I mean, we are so blessed, afforded so many opportunities that others don't have. That is what this is, a group of people who understand that, who certainly want to celebrate that together. And I think you're just in a room full of friends, in a room full of patriots, a room full of people that love America and want our country to thrive. Who's Kelly Lynn? I think I wrestled him one time.
Jake Merrick, welcome to Who is Kelly Lynn?
Yes, sir. Good to be here.
Might say never heard of her, but you actually have had me on your show.
I know who you are. We're a little familiar.
We're paying the favor. So tell me, how's this build for this to be happening in Oklahoma? Red carpet premiere. Is this your first red carpet premiere?
It is my first red carpet premiere. We were able to meet, the governor, the legislators, some former colleagues of mine. But it's always good to have Dennis Quaid in here and all the other actors and producers and directors of the movie. Highlighting one of our most favorite, some would say the best president in our history, Ronald Reagan. So we're about to leave here and go watch it with a whole group of people, so we're excited about that.
How does this make you feel, like talking about patriotism and whatnot, with seeing this happening, all these people here about to go watch this movie, that people that have seen it already, which I'm kind of, man, I thought I was going to be one of the first ones to see it, but there's some that have seen it in an earlier screening before it was even edited all together.
Yeah, I actually watched that one as well. Sorry to rub it in.
Well,
I did get to see the unedited version, and it was incredible what we did see. So I'm looking forward to seeing the more refined, edited version. And, the environment here is a mix. It's a mix of Hollywood and politics. And so it's an interesting combination, but it's full of like-minded people. So just about everybody you meet is excited about watching Reagan, but excited about the future of the country too. And there's a lot of concern and talk about this upcoming election. So I think this is a great way to get people's minds on that.
So with this coming up, am I going to cry? Am I just going to be filled with patriotism? What should I expect? Is Dennis Quaid going to make me boo-hoo or what?
There are some emotional parts in there, but I left with just a renewed pride. There was that renewed sense of patriotism, like you said. It goes through his whole life, so you get a lot of background. One thing I didn't know is him being a DJ really prepared him for politics. And so, me being on the radio, that resonated with me. And so you get glimpses of his life that many people may not know about.
Awesome. I don't know, have you had a chance to sit down and talk with any of these actors or anybody that came along through this?
No, I have not yet. I got all the pictures, but they're making their way through the red carpet, so I haven't talked to the actors yet.
Good. Tell me, for election, just coming up, you kind of touched on this. What do you think, if people see this, how do you think that they might feel? They're going to get out more votes, say, hey, it's time now. What we got to do?
This movie really highlights the boldness of Reagan, his willingness to go, stand in front of the wall, and, the famous line, tear down this wall. And, there's a lot of that about this the personality of Reagan that reminds me of Trump. And so I really think that this movie is going to remind people of Trump and really fuel this upcoming election.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
I got to get down the road. I actually rented out a theater, and I'm using it for a fundraiser for our nonprofit, paraclete.org. So I'm going to get down there and make sure everything is ready to receive the people. But
right.
We'll get down and see it at the theater. Who is Kelly Lynn?
Yeah, so I'm Gabe Woolley. I live in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. I've been a teacher and an educator for 9 years.
I just won the election for the Republican primary runoff for the Oklahoma House of Representatives, District 98 out in Broken Arrow. And I also help make films, so documentaries about Oklahoma stories. Our first film was about my family story, Saving Clayton. It's a story of weaponized justice system, corruption within Child Protective Services. And then our second film is called Trans Oklahoma, Dark Side of the Rainbow, and that is about the transgender issue in Oklahoma. And now we're working on our third film about human trafficking.
I will tell you, I've seen your first two. I thought they were fantastic.
Thank you.
So I appreciate that. I love that the film industry, even with tragic things like that, is developing in Oklahoma. We see more of it and more shows here. How do you see that going here in Oklahoma?
The new film?
Just the film industry in general.
The film industry in Oklahoma is going to blow up pretty soon. I mean, it's going to become more and more popular. We did for a short time have Tulsa King. We had shows on Hulu. I think Oklahoma has got the space for it, has got the opportunity for it. California is getting overgrown, and people are wanting alternative places for good film. And so I really think that Oklahoma is going to be, this is really something in the next 10, 15 years. We're going to have plenty of movies made right here in Oklahoma, to the point where I think we're going to have to build our own facilities and everything. I mean, I really believe that will be part of it. We have the space for it, too.
What about this? Is this your first red carpet event?
This is, yeah.
What do you think about this coming out here, this movie about Reagan? Were you a fan of Reagan?
Yeah, well, what I know about him, I'm 29, so, but, you know, I'm excited for this film. I'm a big fan of Dennis Quaid. Our movie, Saving Clayton, our documentary about our family, we kind of have this dream we're praying about. We'd love Dennis Quaid to play my father in a movie like that sometime.
He does play a lot of fathers.
He does,
so
yeah.
When my daughter even was just like, that's the dad, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
he plays a lot of dads.
There you
He's
go.
Good dad role. Well, how's this experience been here today? And I don't know if you have to go help Jake or whatnot, but what do you think about this? All these people coming out for this, showing their support for Reagan and what?
I mean, this is great, and this is exactly what we need to be doing here in Oklahoma, is having more premieres and more opportunities like this that draw the attention for the film industry, but really for good movies about good stories, not the Hollywood ones that are just perverted just to be perverted. You know, good stories, genuine stories with quality acting. You know, there was a niche for a while for Christian film that they were doing, but they were kind of corny movies. So the industry in Christian film or in conservative film or just good, clean movies is becoming better and better. And I'm excited for Oklahoma to be part of it. So I'd like to see more of this in the future.
First question, where did you get that spiffy outfit? It's pretty amazing.
I gotta tell you, I actually have my own line of tuxedos. Victor Flores, check it out.
Awesome. So you excited to see this movie tonight?
I gotta tell you, we are all so excited for this movie. Everyone, how excited are you? Super pumped up. We can't wait to check out this movie. Dennis Quaid is the star. He was just out here just a while ago. And man, let me just tell you, there's just so much excitement and energy in the room. We're just super excited for it.
Awesome. You feel a sense of patriotism going to watch a movie like this, especially one that was made right here in Oklahoma.
Absolutely. And so all of us here are local Oklahomans. This movie was mostly filmed in Guthrie, Oklahoma. It's a stone's throw away here from Edmond, Oklahoma. Obviously, we have to be not only patriotic to the state of Oklahoma, but obviously also to the United States. We all love Reagan. Doesn't matter which party you're from. He was one of our greatest presidents.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Let's go, Paul. Let's watch this movie. Let's go. All right. Who is Kelly Lynn?
And this is the specter our well-meaning liberal friends refuse to face, that their policy of accommodation is appeasement. And it gives no choice between peace and war, only between fight or surrender. If we continue to accommodate, continue to back and retreat, eventually we have to face the final demand, the ultimatum. And what then? When Nikita Khrushchev has told his people he knows what our answer will be. He has told them that we're retreating under the pressure of the Cold War, and someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. He believes this because from our side he's heard voices pleading for peace at any price, or better red than dead, or as one commentator put it, he'd rather live on his knees than die on his feet. And therein lies the road to war, because those voices don't speak for the rest of us. You and I know and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery. If nothing in life is worth dying for, when did this begin? Just in the face of this enemy? Or should Moses have told the children of Israel to live in slavery under the Pharaohs? Should Christ have refused the cross? Should the patriots at Concord Bridge have thrown down their guns and refused to fire the shot heard round the world? The martyrs of history were not fools. And our honored dead, who gave their lives to stop the advance of the Nazis, didn't die in vain. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have the courage to say to our enemies, there is a price we will not pay, there is a point beyond which they must not advance.